Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, welcome to another edition of Something Different. Okay, let me just say for this.
Very sweet.
Still getting used to this setup here. Ash and Eric have never shied away from life's hard edges. Hailing from the gritty heart of the Industrial Revolution, Worcester, Massachusetts, or Worcester, the two find consolation in discovering the beauty of being artists in the most stubbornly independent city in the Northeast. Their musings reflect the hope and pain we all experience, sung in voices as vulnerable and honest as their lyrics. So, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce Ash and Derek. Hello.
Hey there.
Hi.
It's great to have you here in the studio.
It feels good to be here.
Oh, man. And you're going to be performing later tonight in Connecticut as well, I hear, right?
That's correct.
At Acoustic in Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah, so we thought, why not stop up, say hi to Mark?
And I appreciate it. I certainly do. All right. Would you like to just go right into a song and then we'll chat
Sure.
a little more in a bit?
Why
That
not?
sounds great.
Okay. Do we have all the microphones all good? Okay. Yep.
This is a song called Until My Heart Grows Quiet.
There's a river that runs from the border of Canada down the east of Vermont, the west of New Hampshire, right through the center of a state that gave me a home. And that river, it runs through the city of Hartford. And if you followed it south, you find the place I was born. Right at its mouth, where it rips into the sound. And I followed that river every mile, from the north as a woman, the south as a child. It taught me to carve my path through the run until my heart grows quiet. Oh, there's a highway that runs from New York to Boston, and in a week this old car has driven it twice through sun, sleet, and ice. Oh, I've been on it all my life, and I followed that highway every mile, and running the exit since I was a child. It taught me to carve my path through the wild, and with it I'll run until my heart grows quiet. Will it ever grow quiet? brought me to you, so I'll stay here a while. And with you I'll run, 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 yeah. With you I'll run, run, run. Oh, with you I will run, run until my heart grows quiet.
Oh man, that is pure bliss. I love that song.
Thanks, Mark.
As a fellow New Englander, it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling of being a New Englander.
Definitely.
And you kind of capture what life is like in Western New England as well.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of a romantic. Is it a romantic song too?
It's funny. Someone wrote an article about that song and said something like it is surprisingly a love song. Like, I don't think that was ever what it meant to be. You know, the last verse is suddenly, when I was writing the song, it was just suddenly like, oh, okay, all this running in my life that I've done, I have settled down. You know, why is that? Well, I have a great partnership, and, you know, it's just my life has found itself stiller and calmer, even as a touring musician. So it's like, well, in some ways I'm not running, and then in other ways I still very much am hustling pretty hard, aren't I?
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
We do
Gosh.
great, yeah.
I've watched some of your live streaming shows and talk about how you're all over the place and running around. And yeah, I can't imagine. And now, you were working in like a regular 9-to-5 job for a while. And did you stop doing that, or are you still doing it?
Yeah, I was working a 9 to 5 when I met Ash. I worked for the state of Massachusetts in the transportation planning department, and it was a really great job for somebody who wants to be a transportation planner, you know. But me, man, like, I grew up around music. You know, my folks are musicians, and there's a lot of musicians and songwriters in my family. And so music was just the kind of the water that I swam in,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And I think right around 8, I heard Cats in the Cradle, and the hairs on my arms stood up, and I was like, I want to do that. I don't think I quite knew what exactly that was, you know, but yeah, through my teen years, it really came alive. I wanted to write songs and help move people's hearts, you know, really the way that music just
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, thank you. So when I met Ash, she was just a bit younger than me and kind of like fresh out of college with this perspective of like, you know, life is ours for the taking. And we were playing some music together at that point, and she just saw how unhappy I was at my job, you know, coming home, and she's like, you know, if we're gonna have a partnership together, like, I don't know that I can really do that with somebody who seems so miserable.
There you go.
You know?
Good
Just
for you for
chooses-
calling him out.
Yeah, who just continues to choose that. And so, you know, it really that our meeting up, like, I guess helped me take that leap. It was a slow transition,
Mm-hmm.
you know, going from full-time to part-time work with music on the side and having that balance. And now we're at the point where we're both full-time doing the music thing. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And it seems like you write a lot about taking chances, and your new album, was it just released, or is it coming up soon? Sure.
Coming out on May 6th.
May 6th. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
some
right, so
of-
you're releasing like bits and pieces
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Okay.
There's singles, and I think there's 3 singles and 3 videos coming out in the months leading. So our first single just came out on February 18th, and then the second one comes on March 18th. So the rolling out is upon us.
And is there a theme behind Sure?
That's a good question. I think there are a few themes that we discovered after we assembled the record.
Yeah, largely I think our writing process is really personal, and it tends to be that whatever season of life we are in while we're writing songs for a record, that starts to like become evident as we're pulling the songs together.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this album, you know, the first half of the album is sort of this wrestling with like family dynamics, wrestling with constructs that we felt were helpful at a certain point in our lives, but were becoming less helpful. And so just kind of like some going back and able to move forward, to be able to move forward type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the back half of the album kind of kicks off with the song Shore, and that's the title track of the record. And so that is more of this like moving forward with a sense of I don't know, like a little, like a sense of feeling settled, like Ash was referring to with Heart Grows Quiet. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Well, would you like to play something off the new album, or?
Sure. And Until My Heart Grows Quiet will be on the new album as well. We released a version of it in 2020 when we were kind of sitting around and had nothing to do that summer. And Bandcamp started doing their Bandcamp Fridays, and we were like, let's just, we'll release a couple little singles without a record on the horizon. So there is a version of that online, but we re-recorded it, and there will be another one coming up. I sort of want to play Shore. It just kind of
Let's do it.
spoke
Sure.
to me as we were.
Sure.
Sure, hey. This single, I believe, will be released in April, so you will be able to hear this one before the record comes out. Our love is the blanket on top of the sheet. It gets kicked around all night at our feet, with our pushing and pulling, our giving and taking, a comforter heavy with down. Some nights it's the pillows that cradle our heads, that end up crushed between the wall and the bed. But we wake with the light and we straighten the blankets and fluff out the pillows again. Darling, I'm sure as the morning, I'm sure as the kettle that sings out its warning, I'm sure as an addiction to caffeine. You know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be. Our love is a theory tested and tried. The scientists all said the numbers weren't right, and we all believed them. The church even paid them to tell us the earth wasn't round. But darling, I'm sure as the seed that grew in the apple that fell from the tree, yes, I'm sure as gravity. You know I'm sure as I'll ever be. Our love is the anchor I often ignore, taking for granted our home by the shore. But you never lived it, so we never drifted to the heart of the storm. Darling, I'm sure as the moon
waxing and waning from July to June. Yes, I'm sure, as the tides of the sea. You know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, this is Ash and Eric, and you are listening to 90.1 WECS, a community service of Eastern Connecticut State University. And I'm just going to take a real quick short break, and we'll be right back with Ash and Eric.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, and everything's cool.
90.1 WECS, and Ash and Eric will be performing at Acousticool tonight. What time is doors open? Like 7 o'clock? Usually? Yeah.
Might want to double check. We just got out of the car, and my attention to detail after getting out of a car is not the best.
That's my job to look that up. But it's usually around 7, I believe. And Acousticool is a house concert, and you need to RSVP, but it's easy to get on the list. Just go to Acousticool. I'm not sure if it's .com or .net. It used to be .net, but just go on Facebook or just Google Acousticool, and you will find them. And you're, as you said, this is your first time there, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool, and you've got plenty of really cool artists way ahead of you. So you're joining the ranks of, a great list of performers who have been to Acousticool.
That's how we found out about Acousticool.
Oh, through who?
I don't remember which band, but
There were so many that
there
were
were so
going
many
through.
folks. Like Acousticool kept popping up on other folks' schedules, and we were like, "We've got to play this."
And then Katie Jones will be there soon, and we play with her all the time. She's out
Like
of
up in the
Boston, and
area.
like, if you can't make it to our show, it's okay, but go to the Katie Jones, because she's like, she'll just melt your face with her songwriting. It's so good. Yeah. So
Speaking of songwriting, do you take turns or share in writing the songs and music, or?
Yeah, I think you'll notice, when you asked about Until My Heart Grows Quiet, Ash was the one who responded. Because when somebody's singing lead, when either of us singing lead on a song, they're like the primary songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
So we write separately, and we get, usually the song's about 90% finished before, we really start to work on it as a duo.
Oh,
And
closer.
yeah, and we both have different songwriting approaches, and so that's how it's been working up to this point. We write our tunes, come together. Ash is usually helping me sort of massage my lyrics, and I'm usually helping her kind of fill out the music end of things, and so.
I think it's a really it's talent, I guess, is one word that's escaping me, but it's really magical what a songwriter can do to condense pretty much a whole story into a few short phrases and lines. Like your song Autumn Hymn, the lyrics go, "She sings a song for every sadness, a song for every pain." I think that right there says a lot.
Says a lot, right, in those two lines.
Yeah.
And what's so amazing is the way that I might have my own intention when I write those lines. But then when Mark listens to that song, you know, you've got your own association.
Absolutely,
Your story,
yeah.
And it's, you know, I like to think of it like a cue ball that gets hit to like break the pool game. And who knows where all that's going to go. Like that's all those are all your memories and associations, and I'm the cue ball, and it just comes in and boom, it bounces around, and you know, all those connections are made.
Yeah,
And it's not
there's
our
no hit or miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's not our responsibility anymore once
Once it's
once
out, in the
it's
world.
out. It's
No,
like,
because
it can be
you're
yours
writing
now.
it. It's for you.
Yeah.
And you're sharing it with everybody else. And if they love it, great. If they don't, it's you know.
Yeah.
But it's like you can really interpret songs so differently. I've noticed. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but it's like somebody could be writing a song intentionally saying the sky is blue, and somebody hears blue and thinks of an ocean or something. And
Exactly.
it's very, people don't always listen to like every single word, and they hear a couple words and it resonates with them, and then their brain goes off and
Yeah.
infers something.
Infers something,
Yeah.
right? And I think the sonics of the sounds around the lyrics usually support a certain emotional feeling, and so all of that kind of comes into play, right? And creates the meaning for the listener.
Absolutely.
That was my, you know, I talked about Cats in the Cradle, but I mean, there's just countless songs that I've heard, and it's just this thing inside of me lights up, and I feel known and understood, and at the same time, like I've been given the gift of like some words to help me interpret my own life experience, you know, from somebody else. And that's just so awesome. Like you said, magical.
Absolutely. Would you like to create some more magic for us?
Let's do that.
Sure.
Awesome.
This is a song called Every Seed Must Die, which I will say, funnily enough, has had, we made a music video for this several years ago. This is from our last album, where our band name was The Promise is Hope, but you can still find this song in our Ash and Eric catalog. We switched it on Spotify and all the places. So this song has had interesting interpretations from people, and the music video has had a lot of different interpretations by people, and a ton of them are not what we intended. So this is one of those songs that sort of has a life of its own, which is great. It's totally fine. But the story, part of the story from our end, is when we wrote our second record, we had experienced a ton of people dying in Eric's family. He has a huge family, and so naturally that means you end up going to a lot of funerals, but it got condensed into 2 years. Was just like a ton of tragedy. So that record was called Every Seed Must Die, and was born of our wrestling just with grief and, you know, what does it all mean, right?
So writing the song was cathartic then too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it came out of a conversation I had with my cousin after my aunt's passing. So it was definitely cathartic, yeah.
Good.
Well, here you go, folks. This is Every Seed Must Die. It's all fading fast. In this world that I see, it won't last.
And it feels like the tighter I hold on,
Well,
the quicker it all slips away. And time knows no mercy.
it slows down for nobody.
The clockwork ticks steadily forward, a lifeless machinery. It seems like every seed must die, fall to the earth for a while. It's hard to lose, and it hurts to let go. But every seed must die for new life to grow. Now I have a cousin. He said
while he was praying. Every color just burst to life around him in a shimmering dance. Then he looked me in the eye, said, I'm no longer afraid to die. For the love that we share here together, it will never pass away. Yes, and every seed must die, fall to the earth for a while. It's hard to lose, and it hurts to let go, and my heart beats that it's true. My eyes perceive just a partial view, though the beauty seems to flee. It's a signpost for a world I will one day see. Yes, and every seed must die, fall to the earth for a while. It's hard to lose, and it hurts to let go, but every seed must die for new life to grow, for new life to grow.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I hope that's such a beautiful song, and I hope that other people who are experiencing loss kind of take something from that and helps in their healing.
Definitely.
So I hope to, with our songwriting, I think in general, we've come to see it sort of each song like a scaffolding, that's holding up this environment for a space for folks to enter and to feel what they need to feel. We've had this tagline for a bit. I don't know if we'll keep it, but folk that makes you feel stuff,
Somebody got very frustrated after a show because they told us they were feeling too many things after watching us and said, maybe, there's something that you can do about that in the future. And we, instead of doing anything about it and changing it, we just went totally. We were like, yeah, you figured us out. I know you're not happy about it, but you nailed it. That's our goal.
There you go.
If someone cries during the show, then we're usually
Mission
happy.
accomplished.
Yeah.
We've only got a couple of minutes. Do you want to play a quick game?
Yes.
I love to play quick. Or you can tell me your favorite food on the road, your favorite comfort food.
Chipotle. Sorry to say it, but we're vegan, so it's like the one thing that you can actually get for fast food, like anywhere in the country.
Really? What do they serve?
Well, it's just like
just the vegetables?
Yeah. They have this like tofu kind of like meaty stuff. So that's easiest on the road for sure.
And it is comforting, and we're usually able to make it last for 2 meals.
Yeah, you can get a ton. Yeah.
That's important when you're on the road.
But what was your game? I'm
it's called Lyrical Ponderings. I give you a song that is in the form of a question, like "What is Love" by Hathaway.
Okay.
And you can either tell me who sang the song, or you can answer the question.
Oh, Eric is so good at this type of like name that tune type of thing. Okay, let's try it.
I haven't had much success with the people I've asked. All right, so give me a number between 1 and 200.
Oh.
157.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Eric.
You're making me search here.
Yeah, you're
very
really.
specific.
That's a lot of scrolling.
Okay. Could I have this last kiss forever?
Wait. Is that Aerosmith song?
No.
Am I right? Oh, I'm not. Okay. I was thinking, I'm gonna stay here in this moment for all the rest of time. Can I have this last kiss forever?
I'm
So
gonna say yes, Mark. You can have.
yeah, who was it?
That is Enrique Iglesias and Whitney Houston
Oh my
back in 2000.
goodness. Oh, I should have known this. I'm like an early aughts baby. I can't believe I didn't know.
Oh, well, that's okay.
It's so fun.
You didn't lose anything.
Oh,
That's fair.
okay.
You took a chance.
But what did we not win?
You did not win.
Tried.
You did not win a lot of things. $1 million.
Oh, darn it.
Infinite numbers of things we did not win today.
But anybody who goes to Acoustical tonight will be an instant winner when they hear Ash and Eric performing there tonight.
We'll also be on Tuesday at Woodbury Brewing Company with the Con Artists Songwriter Series. So Tuesday night, if you can't come tonight, Tuesday night at Woodbury Brewing Company. We're very excited about that one as well.
Awesome. And is there a blues cafe that you're going to be performing at soon too?
Yes, but I think that one is full or nearly full. So,
Oh, man. And people will be lined up outside the door waiting for somebody to not show up.
so come on Tuesday. Same area of the state, so
It'll be less crowded.
Yes.
Tuesday night sounds good to me.
definitely.
Well, thank you very much for coming down. I really
for having
appreciate it. And hope to see you performing live out in the wild world again someday.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I saw you in Coventry the first summer of the pandemic.
Okay.
That was a beautiful, beautiful
Oh,
little show
yeah.
you did.
That was a great
That's
show.
so cool.
And
We
it
were
was-
so terrified too, because it was before we really understood a lot about COVID, and it felt like even having a show outside, I was like, we're gonna give everyone COVID, and it'll be all our fault. And then,
I know. We were all like, we don't want to sit too
Yeah.
close to anybody.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
but it was
You wanna sing,
beautiful.
keep your mask on?
Yeah, it was really nice and really safe too, which was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a wonderful
Awesome.
experience, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I went. Well, thank you, Ash and Eric. And again, Acousticool. Go on Facebook or Google it. You'll find it. Check out Ash and Eric, or on Tuesday night at
Woodbury Brewing Company.
Woodbury Brewing Company. That sounds familiar. Long story, but I've been to many breweries.
Rightly so.
All right. Thank you very much, Ash and Eric. And we are going to be right back after this message, with or without guitars.